Let's meet the rosters presented by PNC Bank. And for Tri-State, we have the great three-point shooting, but also the rim protection of the big fella, Larry Sanders. Trilogy, Amir Johnson looking to hold it down in the middle. Earl Clark, former member of Tri-State, against his former team here today. And of course, the coolest man in the room, Avery, the Dr. Julius Irving, again leading Tri-State.
Yeah, Doc is bringing it with the shirt. His shirt is hotter than it is outside. It's 105, I think, here in Dallas. I think Dr. J's shirt is about 110.
If our listeners could see the smile on your face right now. All right, key rules in the Big Three. First to 50 wins. You must win by 2. There's no game clock. Shot clock is 14 seconds. And the 4-point shot, unique to the Big Three. If a player makes a shot from one of the 3 4-point circles, each 30 feet out, it's worth 4 points. And away we go. Briscoe, good start for Trilogy.
And Briscoe's one of those type players because he's such a powerful driver to the basket. If he's making that outside shot, you're going to be in for a long night. You expect it from Tri-State.
Jay Rich on the drive and gets the bounce. So for Tri-State, we have Richardson, Denman, and Summers. Trilogy with Johnson, along with Briscoe and Earl Clark. Earl Clark, long 2.
It's going to be very important for Trilogy to rebound the basketball. They were out-rebounded by 21 in last week's games. So we'll see if they can secure more rebounds, which is going to help, especially trying to get more second-chance points.
Briscoe against Denman, good hands. The steal, second chance, goes down.
You know, I played with Jason Richardson for a year with the Warriors, and I'm still amazed after all of these years, this athleticism, just still superior athleticism.
Great dunker as Briscoe can't hit the fall away. Avery, I don't think he gets enough credit for doing this. 3-point shooting, 1 year led the NBA with most threes made.
Yeah. And he really elevates on his 3-point shot. It's hard contested.
He overcommits. Earl Clark with the slam. Trilogy last week, losing to the Aliens 50-41. The free throw shooting really hurt as Denman able to glide in and score.
Yeah, Denman, nice drive to the basket. Good body control. Briscoe thought he was going to go to the other side of the basket and reverse it, but he stayed on the left side of the basket with a right-handed scoop.
Stop and go. Briscoe, pass gets away. 4 to shoot. Amir Johnson doubles. Briscoe to beat the clock. Cannot. Jay Rich working around. Denman the fake. The drive.
Good ball movement.
Got a good look.
Yeah, that's great ball movement. That's what you try to do. You try to create 3-on-2s and 2-on-1s.
Isaiah Briscoe. Avery, so dynamic in his second year in the Big Three.
Yeah, I coached against Briscoe when he was playing at the University of Kentucky, and man, he was a guy that when he drives to the basket, especially going left, he converts in somewhat of a fullback.
I was going to say, how'd that go?
It didn't go so good.
How about an early wedgie?
Yeah,
in this one.
So here's Briscoe. Even though he's a right-handed player, he's a left-handed driver primarily. And look at the little Euro step to get back to his right hand. Very impressive move.
Isaiah Briscoe last year, 4th man of the year in the Big Three. He's from New Jersey. Jay Rich with the mismatch. Wheeling, spinning, and he's fouled by Briscoe with 5 to shoot.
Now, at some point, we'll see later in the game if the Trilogy is going to employ that same type of defense, no help. Because you got to help Briscoe even in that situation, especially against Jay Rich as he gets deeper into the paint.
The captain spins and scores over Amir Johnson. Good start for Tri-State. Winners of their last 3. Their only loss was in the opener. That was when Richardson was out in health and safety protocols. Denman faked the 4-point shot.
Nice.
Tough finish.
He's giving Isaiah Briscoe a little bit of his own medicine there. powerful drive. You know, the last time he finished with his right hand, now he finished with his left hand.
Denman from 3, off the mark. First of 6 games here today. First 3 on CBS. Earl Clark. And the rebound of Summers. Jay Rich knocks it down, and he gets to a spot. He is unafraid to let it fly.
And you notice on those rebounds, which teams can convert quickly and sprint out to the three-point line. And Jay Rich used his speed. Rebound, sprint to the left-handed corner, balance shot, bingo.
Thanks, Ed. I'm here with Dr. J. So you played this team in the championship last year. Is there extra motivation going into a game like this?
Absolutely. This is a very pivotal game for us at 3-1. We want to be 4-1 and separate ourselves from the pack, not fall back into the pack.
Now, when you played, you didn't rely that much on the three-point shooting, but your team is the best in the Big 3. Is that out of necessity?
Well, I'm not too concerned about the three-point shot, four-point shot. You know, just open shots, good looks, take advantage of those. And every time we get a rebound on this team, 2 passes and we got an open shot. We haven't made them all, but we got them.
All right, thanks, Doc. Good luck today. And that takes us right to the Big 3 Heat Vision powered by Microsoft. You guys already talked about it. How about the three-point shooting of this team? They are lapping the field when it comes to it. And you're right, Avery, you talked about different guys, Summers, Dedmon, and Richardson. All these guys can stroke it from deep.
Yeah, most balanced three-point shooting team in the league. It shows in the stats. When you got all of your guys that can pass, dribble, and shoot, but they take care of the basketball. When you take care of the basketball, you can get more shots at the basket.
How about the D there for Denman? Summers open, and the rebound to Amir Johnson. That's come together for Tri-State at the right time. Trying to make it 4 straight wins. Briscoe wide open off a huge screen by Clark.
And that's one more three-point shot than Trilogy made last week, because last week Earl Clark made their only three-point bucket. Good time for Trilogy.
Jay Rich from 4-point range. Briscoe to the rim. Runner, no. Slam follow. Amir Johnson.
And going back to Scal's interview with Dr. J, what an honor if you are playing on a team coached by Dr. J.
My goodness. You know, there's so many numbers as Denman one leg and missed. Obviously, Hall of Famer, 11-time NBA All-Star. The hands, the dunks, the way he changed the game as Clark finishes. Avery, he shot 51% for his career. Again, a lot of dunks, but that's still pretty impressive.
Yeah, just getting the attempts, getting up the attempts and finishing. It just shows that he finished. Just like Earl Clark did on the play before and Jason Richardson on this last drive.
That ends a 7-0 run for Trilogy. Jay Rich now with 11 of Tri-State's 15. Briscoe battling out of a double. It's Clark.
I used to always tell my players, don't make a $100 move in a 2-cent finish.
This guy can make some big-time moves. Briscoe off the screen, won't go.
You notice Briscoe's making a concerted effort to take the three-point shot a little bit more earlier in this game.
Oh, Denman wanted the foul going up, but they say the foul's on the floor. And Tri-State will inbound as James Fly White, acting coach, will come on along with David Hawkins.
He needs to take off his warm-up shirt first, warm-up shirt first. We need to see that number 8.
He's busy. He's multitasking.
Yeah.
And the foul here on Clark against Summers, against Steven Jackson. Now coached today with Trilogy. Tri-State last week by 6, 50-44 over the Ball Hogs. Denman to the rim, denied with fouls by Earl Clark, and he doesn't like it with the personal.
See, a lot of times when you're a smaller guy, you take the bigger guy to the basket, kind of use that chicken wing, that left-handed, we call that a chicken wing. Try to hold the big guy off. Fortunately, the Dedmon, the referees didn't call it.
You know, for a little guy, for a little general, your food references are top-notch. You make us all hungry.
Yeah, when you're from New Orleans, man, that's the first thing you think about is food, right?
By the way, last foul, number 2 on Earl Clark. In the Big 3, if you pick up 3 first-half fouls, you must sit the remainder of the first half. Denman will set up Richardson. Summers for 3, nails it.
But you notice what Dr. J said. He said, look, we get a rebound because we move so well without the ball.
Yeah.
By the time we get, he said, by the time Tri-State gets to that second pass, he thinks they'll have an open shot. Now, whether they make it or not, it's a different story.
Movement off the ball, such a strength for Tri-State. Hawkins flying in. Earl Clark fires halfway down and gets the friendly bounce.
Nice job, Earl, in that situation, using his size and his length. When you're taller than the defender and you fade away, it creates more space. Just like Detman's not taller, but he did the little Steph Curry one-legged fadeaways. Steve Nash.
I love it. That's his thing. Earl Clark can't answer. Summers over White. You have White, Hawkins, and Clark for Trilogy against Summers, Denman, and Richardson for Tri-State.
And man, I know a lot of times the mid-range game from an analytic standpoint is not as sexy, but you got to make the mid-range game here in the Big 3.
Winning basketball.
Yeah, it's just not about threes and layups.
Right here, 1st and 25 will get us to the break. Denman trying to get it there. Not this time. Clark off his foot. Summers with the takeaway and the stuff.
Wow. Put him in a little bit of a blender there and got back to his strong hand and flushed it.
Timeout. Trilogy. Tri-State back and forth first half. Right now leading 24-16 here on CBS. Week 5 of the Big 3. Let's take a look at the Microsoft Player of the Week from last week, week number 4 here in Dallas. And Avery, safe to say Gerald Green lifting Bivouac to victory. He was huge in their win against the Triplets.
Yeah, Gerald Green, he's been such a magnificent addition to the Big 3. You know, he could very well be the Big 3 Rookie of the Year. But, you know, Gerald Green, man, he can score as soon as he get up in the morning.
Speaking of guys who scored last week, Deshaun Stevens had 19 points and 19 rebounds last week for the Aliens, getting ready for game number 2. They'll face the Ball Hogs.
Yeah, when you put together a game like that, especially rebounding a basketball, you know, it's not easy to score, obviously, but when you can do 2 things at one time and your coach looks up and you're almost got a 20-20 game, man, that's amazing.
Wow, zero hesitation from the doctor. He's going to bring the fire for the first time today.
He not only brought the fire, he sprinted. He sprinted to bring the fire.
Here are the rules for the Bring the Fire challenge in the Big 3. The challenge is shooting foul or a common foul if you're in the bonus. 2 players go one-on-one. Now, if Summers gets a stop, no points for Trilogy. If Hawkins scores or is fouled, give the bucket to Trilogy. Here he goes. Fires. No. Summers with the stop. Good challenge there from the doctor and Tri-State.
And he got a good look. I mean, that was a relatively good look. He wasn't highly contested, so that's a very makeable shot.
By the way, the teams and coaches were introduced before the game, and Dr. J began to jog onto the floor.
Yeah.
Still got it. And Summers, nice finish. We've hit the break. Tri-State by 10 over Trilogy.
Yeah, I really like the rhythm from Tri-State. You know, they're doing it from behind the three-point line. They're mixing in the drives. They have a commanding 10-point lead here at halftime.
Over to Scow with Justin Denman of Tri-State.
All right, Justin, how you like that first half so far?
I think we did pretty good, man. You know, I like everything effort-wise. We took a few bad shots, but once we clean it up, I think we can run away with this.
You got a big battle with Isaiah Briscoe. You're two of the smallest guys in the league, but get to where you want to go. How do you maintain it in the second half?
I just got to play the scout report. He's a hard driver, so I'll just be the second jumper on his shot, and I think I'll do good.
All right, good luck second half, guys.
All right, Scal. Tri-State trying to make it 4 straight wins. Strong start. Briscoe got Trilogy going early, but Tri-State by 10 at the break of game 1. Got a Big 3 ball out in Dallas, and it's on CBS.
Corner, man, just playing fantastic basketball.
Avery, 2008, Jay Rich led the NBA with 243 threes. It's safe to say there was another Golden State Warrior who would come along and lead the NBA in three-point shooting, but Jay Rich at the time, such a valuable component at the time with Golden State. He played in the NBA 13 years, twice won the slam dunk contest. For his career, averaged over 17 per game.
Yeah, and a lot of times because when you win a slam dunk contest, that's all people remember you for, but he's been an outstanding shooter.
Beloved by the fans. Was such a pro with the media. You love those guys on your team, don't you?
Yeah, and just positive energy. And he was a guy that even if you go into a tough time during the season, he wasn't a negative person in the locker room.
How about Briscoe with the Rainmaker?
Yeah, Briscoe's gotten off to a hot start here to start the second half. Nice left-handed drive and finish, and he knocks down the mid-range shot.
12 now for Briscoe. Ray Nixon in the game for Tri-State. Nice pull-up for Ray Nixon. And of course, it's not the Big 3 without the co-founder, Ice Cube, front and center, courtside.
Yeah, one of the greatest visionaries in entertainment. Obviously with the Big 3. Got an unbelievable on-the-court product, but just the entertainment component. And then just guys like this, Isaiah Briscoe, having an opportunity to play in the Big 3, play at a high level. These guys could be playing anywhere, but they wanted to be a part of something special. And because they trust and believe in Ice Cube and all of the different folks that's behind the scenes, that's what it's all about.
You know, Briscoe, Avery, is emblematic of the growth of this league because you go back a couple of years ago, the age limit was 30. You had a lot of retired NBA guys, and last couple of years, they've gone younger. And one of the best young players in the league now is, of course, Isaiah Briscoe. Lost it there, helter-skelter, and the foul on White, probably a good one, forcing the opportunity for Richardson not to go down.
Yeah, you know another thing I love about the Big 3, the referees just don't bail you out.
Right.
What you think is a foul is not a foul. You gotta be able to play through contact.
Look at that play right there. Summers, he wanted a call. Instead, stripped by White with 9 to shoot.
And because it's 3-on-3, you can't hide.
No.
If you're going to complain to the referees every time there's a situation, you're going to be exposed in this league.
Jay Rich to the rim and the foul on Briscoe. Chance at 3 for the captain, Jason Richardson.
Because he made the mid-range, nice shot fake, sold him on the fake and hesitated and drove it to the basket. Shot fakes don't work for people who can't shoot.
Right. But this guy, he can shoot it and some.
Yep.
By the way, our officials for game 1, Greta Gatling, Charles Rubia, Christine Esparza. Briscoe open, knocks down the 3, and Trilogy hanging tough, down by 5.
But in that situation, passer makes the shooter, Earl Clark, with an unbelievable hook pass.
Briscoe scored the last 9 for Trilogy. Bad pass, Clark, the swipe and the slam.
Yeah, that was miscommunication. Because of the way the defense was playing Nixon, it was better for him to cut back door, and that's what Clark was expecting in that time.
Look at Briscoe with the foul on Jay Rich. Let's go back to Clark.
Beautiful hook pass. Smart by Jay Rich to try to come over and help, because Briscoe's not known to be a three-point shooter, but he's doing it all today.
Ray Nixon on the drive, up and under, got it! On the right side with the left.
And see, that's why no lead is really safe until you get the 50.
Briscoe denied. Summers with the finish. So the play from tricky Ray Nixon, and then Summers with the stop and finish. Clark can't answer.
Now this is when Tri-State's at their best. Watch the movement, guys get into their spots.
Oh, J. Rich flying in, couldn't get the rebound. Flight White for three. And there's Nixon with the board. Up J. Rich on the line and out of bounds.
See, in situations like that, you know, in football, you always talk about leading the receiver. In basketball, you got to throw it to his spot. And Dr. J's not happy about that play because he knows he's a team that takes pride in take care of the basketball.
He looks like Coach Landry did back in the day here in Dallas. Minus the fedora.
Yeah, what a great spot.
Tri-State by 7 here on CBS.
Yeah, what a great opportunity for the Big Three to be here in Dallas. Dallas has embraced the Big Three in a mighty way.
Wednesday on CBS, reality show All-Stars from Big Brother, Survivor, Love Island, and The Amazing Race. They'll battle it out. Chance to win $500,000 and see who has what it takes to be America's best. The Challenge USA, Wednesday after Big Brother here on CBS. Ever you talked about Dallas, it's been such a great city to the Big Three. Go back to 2019 season, the Big Three ball out at American Airlines Center. Last couple of years, they've come down here, and today, 6 games here in Frisco, Texas. 3 on CBS, 3 more later on Fire Zone and the Big Three YouTube channel.
Yeah, and just to be here in Dallas, the fans, the kids that all love the Big Three, the excitement with the Big Three that's in the community. They give back to the community. It's a very vertically integrated partnership. It's not just about the on-court product that you're seeing here on CBS, but what happens in the communities, how they're introducing more kids to basketball to make better choices, lifestyle choices in their communities.
Spoken like a guy with the best commute on this broadcast. Clark, jersey pull, losing it. Denman snuck in there. So Denman, Ray Nixon, Larry Sanders to Tri-State. Denman splits a double, spins, and scores! Justin Denman banks it in.
Yeah, we always talk about footwork in the post by big guys or post players, but that was some nice balance there and pivot and spin by the little guy.
Oh, he's got White against him. Tough matchup. And James White taking advantage.
When you're in that situation, whether you're a little guy or big guy, you don't want the offensive post player to spin baseline. There's no help there. You want him to come back towards the middle. Nice pass.
Deflected, never hit the rim. White able to scoop it through. If it does not hit the rim, it does need to be cleared by the defensive team.
And in situations like that, the big guy has to hold his defender off a little bit more. That pass would have been completed, but Sanders released a little bit too soon.
White probing near the 4-point circle. Clark, double, triple, no. The late whistle, and he's fouled. So Ray Nixon with the foul. Avery, what do you make of the matchup now for Tri-State against a bigger lineup in Clark, Amir Johnson, and James White?
Yeah, they're significantly smaller with Dedmon on the floor. When you look at Trilogy, everybody on the floor now is 6'7" and above. So they're going to post up the guy that Dedmon is guarding. And now from a defensive standpoint, what happens next is Sanders going to come over and try to block every shot. They definitely can't play one-on-one.
3-point game. Tri-State with it, up 36-33. Richardson about to come back in. Clark with the steal. Against Sanders. Long 2 is good.
Yeah, Dr. J's going to have to get Jason Richardson back in the game here pretty quickly. Because remember, they had a 10-point lead. And now it's only a 1-point lead.
Laura Clark with 12 points. Nixon re-entry. Turn, shot no good. Rebound White. Trilogy chance to take the lead. Earl Clark. And now Denman with the board. He wants three. No good, but fouled by White, who's furious with the call and is saying, hey, let's bring the fire. Now, the thing is, he's the coach,
He's the
so
coach.
if he wants to bring the fire, he's going to be the one to do it.
Yeah, you can't look to the sideline because you're the guy. you are it.
Steven Jackson away from the team for this one today. Man, that's the best of both worlds, player, coach, but you've got to be the decision maker. And Denman will get one shot for three as he's fouled on that three-point attempt.
Yep.
Big three get either 1 for 2, 1 for 3, or even 1 for 4. This for 3, in and out. Tri-State by 1.
Now here it is. Here is the mismatch.
Clark up and under, no. Nixon with the cleanup.
Smart by Nixon. Yeah, whenever there's a missed shot, you don't have to bring it back out. So here's the defense by Tri-State. Nixon retrieves the ball and goes back up strong.
17 today. Last week struggled at the foul line in a Trilogy loss. Saw a giveaway. Jay Rich hangs and finishes.
And see, that's what coaching is all about. Dr. J knew he needed to get Jason Richardson back in the game. He delivered, got him a quick blow. I don't think you'll see him come out of the rest of this game today.
Offensive on Briscoe, pushing off. So your Trilogy, you come out of a timeout, turnover, and then offensive foul.
Yep, turnover here, drive to the basket. Nice job defensively. Shouldn't be a shooting foul here, right? What are we doing?
Now they're lining up. It was an offensive foul on Isaiah Briscoe. And they give the bucket to Denman. All right, no apparent gripe from Trilogy. 7-point lead for Tri-State. Denman looking for the cutter. Jay Rich stops, gets free, shot won't go. By the way, last play, Avery, that was the 4th foul on Briscoe.
Oh, yeah.
So he can stay out there with more than 3, but every time he commits a foul, as the shot's no good for Earl Clark, every time there's a foul on Briscoe, it leads to a shot, 1 for 2 for Tri-State. And you get the ball as well.
That's why I like working with you, Ed. You know how to clean it up for our fans that are watching, because they were questioning why Denman would shoot that free throw. But way to clear it up.
And that's why I love working with a great crew. Our producer, Kamani Morales, and all of us here at CBS, as Denman misses, rebound to Johnson. Got to really give the credit where it's due.
I think I would have liked to have seen Jay Rich shoot that last three.
Yeah. Before the shot, foul here on Richardson. Both teams in the bonus, so Briscoe, it's number 6 on Tri-State, is going to shoot 1 for 2 shots. Last week, Avery, this is unbelievable, especially for a guard. Briscoe was 2 for 9 from the foul line in the loss against the Aliens. That's 14 points right there that you leave on the board, and this time it's good.
Yeah, and that's why he's come back a different player. You know, he had 8 points in the first half. You know, before that free throw, he had 9, he had 17. He's a different player this week, and that's why you can't get down from week to week.
Deflected off Summers.
It says something about your DNA, about your personality, your belief in your game, confidence that if, you know, you have a tough night like Briscoe did last game, 3 for 13 from the field, but look at him this week. He was out here early warming up. I talked to him before the game, and he looked like he was ready to go.
How about that last move? Gives him 21. 3-point game. Tri-State by 3 at 42-39. Backdoor. Jay Rich going reverse on a great feed by Denman.
Nice left-handed pass and an even better finish.
Jay Rich with 15. Briscoe off the dribble. Knocks down the three. He's rather good at a few of those.
Is Briscoe saying, well, Steven Jackson's been holding me back from behind the three-point line a little bit? Just joking, Captain Jack. That was his fourth three.
Trilogy can take the lead with a 3 or a 4. Earl Clark instead for the tie, no. Johnson couldn't grab it. Denman the save. Deflects to Clark and he scores. And we're tied at 44.
And we predicted that this game was going to be a very competitive game. You're talking about, you know, Tri-State 3-1, Trilogy 2-2.
The doctor is perplexed. Denman leans in and finishes.
And you know what the doctor's probably thinking, the only bad thing about this game is he can't suit up.
Point game for Tri-State with a 4-point shot. Briscoe, Euro step, and the finish! Off glass, and good! Wow, we're tied up.
Wow, that move, it hung up in the rafters there for a minute and came down and banked it in. Look at the energy, the competitive spirit Briscoe's playing with again this week.
26. Yeah, scored from all over the court. 3-point play. Trilogy by 1. Timeout. Tri-State. Point game for both sides. Again, Trilogy, first of 50 wins, leading 47-46.
So to be interesting in a situation like this, what's going to be the best shot? Because sometimes when you're down by, when you only need 4 points to win, you know, you're going to hover around the 4-point line. Trilogy only needs a 3.
Game winners this year for Trilogy. Week 2 against Killer Threes. It was Amir Johnson. Get a tight one with the game winner, and then Earl Clark from 3-point range here at Comerica Center against the Ghost Ballers in week 3. So who's it going to be? Those two guys on the floor, along with Briscoe. Again, Trilogy can win with a 3.
And you notice on that last game winner, that was a terrific screen by Amir Johnson. So he knew what his role is, get the shooters free. So let's see where Trilogy goes on this particular play.
And again, made the last free throw, so Trilogy gets the ball. Briscoe to Clark for 3, won't go. Johnson, big rebound.
Smart defense on that last pick and roll by Tri-State. They jumped out and tried to trap it.
2-point shot missed. Denman the rebound. Tri-State can win with a 4. Instead, Jay Rich short from 3. The rebound. Denman wants the win. 4-point shot. Oh, glass just missed. Briscoe, the drive for the
Nice
cutter.
pass.
Johnson with the finish. Now Briscoe began to celebrate, but they still are short of 50.
Yep, and there's more options now.
That, in a nutshell, is Big 3 late-game basketball at its most entertaining.
Yep, and look at that drive on the baseline, being able to keep your composure and not step on the baseline. And look at this 4-pointer by Detman that almost went in. The bank wasn't open for Detman.
No. Briscoe, Amir Johnson, and again, that gets them to 49. First of 50 wins, and if you're Tri-State, you got to win by 2, so even a 4-point shot won't do it for Tri-State.
Right, game's not over because it would be 50-49. You got to win by 2. So we'll see if Trilogy can get a stop here. But the beautiful thing about Trilogy is if they can get a stop, everything's in play for them. Is game point anywhere on the floor.
All right, your Tri-State 2, 3, 4. Everything will get you closer and maybe give you the lead if you hit a 4. What's the best shot now?
Yeah, get the ball to Jason Richardson. That's the best shot.
Denman thought about it from 4. Summers losing it. It's loose, taken by Clark. Briscoe missed the lob, losing the ball out of bounds to Tri-State.
Yeah, in that situation, that's when you really don't want a one-handed pass. You want to try to get 2 hands on the ball so that you can secure it first before you throw the lob. Just got a little anxious there. Excited. Boy, you could just feel the intensity from both sides.
4-point shot, Jay Rich, no. Again, Trilogy, point away from victory.
This would be a serious comeback win for Trilogy. Nice pass.
Johnson's open, goaltending Summers, it's over. And Trilogy with the victory over Tri-State in Dallas.
They're gonna take a look at it. Looked like it was goaltending. Oh yeah.
Not even close.
Not even close. No.
Now the coach can challenge a goaltending call when it's called, but there's no debate, Avery. That was clearly on the glass. Look at Scow. He's helping James White realize this is going to count.
This is a very, very impressive comeback win for Trilogy. Yep, the ball hit the glass first. This should be a 5-second review. I should videotape it with my phone and walk over there and say, hey.
You and the officials have never gotten along better than you do now as a Big 3 broadcaster.
Yeah, I love the officials.
Give him credit, Charles Rubia. You see Gerda Gatling there, going to take a full look just to make sure. But this is what we're seeing, what you're seeing, and no question, that should count for Johnson and Trilogy here in Dallas today.
Yeah, and it's going to be no secret who the MVP of this game would be.
Mr. Briscoe leading Trilogy to victory today, 51-46.
Okay, hey, okay, hey, the ruling on the field is a goaltend, game over, Trilogy wins.
There you go, confirmed. 27 for Briscoe, he is with Scal.
Well, first of all, how did that take more than 5 seconds? That thing was over. Goaltend.
Yeah, but Amir shouldn't have missed the layup, though. He did miss the layup, man. It scared me a little bit.
All right, let me ask you, you haven't shot the 3 well this season, but today, 4 3s, yet another one with your foot on the line. What'd you do this week?
I've been working out with my man Mar, Wise basketball training, but you know something?
Tell me.
I played a bad game last week, and, you know, everybody back at the crib was letting me know. You know, once I played bad, everybody let me know. I didn't know that many people even watch me on TV. So, you know, I was due for a big game, man. I was working all week, and finally.
You hit your first one. You pointed at someone in the crowd. Who were you pointing?
I shook Murph's hand before the game. I told him, let me shake your hand. Maybe I'll shoot like you. So I shook his hand, and I was shooting like him.
You got it done. Congratulations on the win. See ya.
Big game Briscoe, 27-point Game 1 performance. Trilogy, the bounce-back win over Tri-State, and in Tri-State's 3-game winning streak. 1 game down. Ballhawks and Aliens are up next. More to come from Dallas on CBS.